So one of my random things that I just rabbit holed into is adhesives and tape. I have a whole box of specialty tapes. I geek out like hardcore on it. And it blew my mind that recently, as in like the past 4 years, there's this one tape called Gecko tape. And this is my favorite magic tape now. This thing. This thing is crazy. It's crazy sticky, very, very sticky, and if it ever gets dirty, you'll literally just wash it off with water. This thing is truly phenomenally strong. It's ridiculous. Okay, 3M, that's old technology. I love 3M. This is amazing. This is next level stuff. This is like the future. This is the latest in tape research. I could literally spend hours talking about tape and like the liners, adhesive types, and like how it works, the shear restraint, the peel thing. It's one of the things I could geek out for hours. Yeah, I could literally spend 4 hours on the 3M site looking through spec sheets. Anyway, this thing's magic. You could literally stick, if you have a dog, for instance, you could stick him to your butt. I don't know why you would do that. This thing's magic. It's great. I could geek out on this like just all day. Adhesives and lubricants. Those are two of my random rabbit hole things I just decided to like learn about. It's great. Like I love this. I love it, love it, love it. I've had this since I was in my motorcycle track days. I used to race motorcycles on the track, and these two, I'm never that far away from these two things. I love it. Anyway, let's play. Yes, pianist. I used to ride a lot, and I took a lot of classes. I spent a lot on track school. A lot on track school. I am very, very, very good with motorcycles, and it's a useless skill right now because I don't ride anymore. Brap! SV650. That's what I tracked. I also had a modified Daytona race bike. Daytona 650. Wait, oh god, I forget. It wasn't Speed Triple. Daytona 675. A modified race one that I never got to ride because around that time I had health issues. So I bought the bike and I stored it, but I never ever got to take it out to the racetrack. That was my dream bike too. That was my dream bike. I got it and then I got super sick. That's when I had to quit all that. But yeah, I like V-twins a lot. I just love that low end torque. I love just how the engine just rumbles between your legs. Just chat. Riding a motorcycle is one of the most spiritual things you could do. It sounds crazy. It's like, what do you mean spiritual? Because let me put it this way. So when you're like driving a car, you could just move around, you could wiggle your butt, you could just be drinking a latte, you could just be texting on your phone. The car still goes. The car does not react. If you reach over for something, the car, it doesn't react at all. The car is this dead machine. On a motorcycle, any slight movement, your bike immediately responds. If you shift your butt to the left, your motorcycle is going to go a little bit to the right. You can't wave your arms around and stuff without it like adjusting your other center of mass and stuff. You are an integral part of the motorcycle, and you have this connection. And once you become one with the bike, this is seriously a thing. It takes years for you to become proficient enough for you to just understand your bike completely and have total mastery over it, where it becomes like a part of your body, like an extra appendage. It's the most amazing feeling in the world. It's just most amazing. And in track school, one of the things they taught us was like, just one of the things that you do in the track days is you tape out your indicator, your entire dashboard. You tape it out, so you have no idea what gear you're in. You have no idea how fast you're going. You're taught to do everything by feel. So like downshifting and things like that, you're not looking at like, am I at the ideal RPM? No, you do it by sound. You do it by sound. You do it by the vibrations of the engine. Everything. You become very, very intimate with your bike, and it's one of the most amazing things. Like, it's great. It's great. And unlike cars, there's no software to help you out with it. It's just you and the machine, you and a engine exploding thousands of times a minute between your legs, and you're harnessing that. And it's amazing. Anyway, Genshin Impact. Now I'm just a pleb gamer. Yeah, but at the same time, pianos, I have to emphasize safety frickin' first. The reason why I went to track school, the reason why I took all these like courses and stuff, was I wanted to become a very, very safe rider. Track school was actually the last thing I did, because I used to think that only racers went to track school. I didn't want to become like a freaking racer. I didn't want to become like a speed racer out in the streets. So I was like, I never need to go out on track. Oh, how I was wrong. As soon as I started track school, that's when I started like lost all interest in going fast out on the street, because you realize that it's so dangerous, like going fast on the streets. Do it in track conditions with like full visibility, perfect pavements, perfect lines. Yeah, it makes you, and it gives you, it takes your control of the bike to the next level. It's really fascinating. It's something I want to eventually do again, probably like when I retire, but yeah. I really love motorcycles.
Quality content.
JJ Virtual! If I had anywhere to ever store it, oh my god. So what I've described to you is just the becoming one with your motorcycle. That's just one of the perks. That's like one of the spiritual perks, okay? There are lots of other perks about it. Okay, here are the other perks. A budget motorcycle, SV650, for like $2,000, you get a bike that's faster than a Lamborghini? Yeah, faster, 0-60 faster than a Lamborghini. Literally, after you get a motorcycle, you lose interest in sport cars. Why? Because cars are so slow. Oh my god. The only thing I could keep up is like a Bugatti Veyron and maybe a Tesla. Maybe a Tesla. A $2,000 bike at my weight? Oh my god, that thing flies. It responds instantly. It does like 0 to like 60 in like 2.7 seconds. That is, chat, that is faster than gravity. If you're to free fall off a building, this motorcycle, a $2,000 motorcycle, will beat you to the ground. Okay, that's the acceleration we're talking about, right? So that's one of the benefits. The second benefit is you could park it anywhere. Like, you could literally park it anywhere. You don't need like a full-on parking spot. If you're just going around the city, you park in like odd spots, alleyways, things like that. It gives you so much freedom. One of my favorite things to do on a motorcycle wasn't just like being on the track. That was just one aspect of it. My favorite thing was just getting a full tank of gas, 2 gallons, and just heading out to like a scenic ride. And it's just amazing because passing through like all these like nice coastal like highways, Highway 101 with like these magnificent giant trees that's been alive longer than you have, it's such a different experience than you're in a car. You feel the air, you smell everything, you hear everything, the wind, everything. You feel every single thing. And at the same time, if you ever want to take a break, you just pull off to the side of the road. It's that easy. It's not like a car where like it takes up so much space, you can't stop in the middle of nowhere. You have that freedom. You have that absolute freedom. It's great. But I'm intrigued. JJ Virtual, yes, it's amazing. I would 1000% recommend it. But my number one caveat, safety first. Okay. So I'm a very, very cautious guy. I used to take a lot of risks, but I would always mitigate it. And this is going to sound very, very morbid, okay? But the first thing I did before I got my motorcycle, I spent a whole month looking at horrible, horrible, horrible accident videos. I spent a whole month just looking up the most gruesome motorcycle accident videos. Like the very, very graphic stuff that you can't even find on YouTube. That drilled in my head that this is not a joke. Yeah, right? Get this, chat. So it only takes 25 miles per hour to split your body in half. If you fall off and you're going 25 miles per hour and you hit a stop sign and it goes right at your stomach, your body will split in half. 25 miles per hour. That's all it takes. I also have a physics background, so I understand how kinetic energy works. Okay, this is one of the most counterintuitive things that we're not designed for us human beings to understand. So chat, get this. Let's say that you're going 10 miles per hour. I promise this is an easy question. You're going 10 miles per hour, and let's say you squeeze your brakes, and it takes you 10 feet to stop. 10 miles per hour equals 10 feet of braking distance. Okay, do you follow me so far? Let's say you do 20 miles per hour. Let's say you're going double the speed. How many, so my question is, if you're going 20 miles per hour, how many feet does it take for you to stop? So you would think, wait, that's twice as fast, so if it took only 10 feet to stop, it'll take 20 feet to stop. No, because how physics works is the energy is related to the square of the velocity. So it doesn't take 20, it takes 40. Okay, so if you ramp it up to 30 miles per hour, it's not 30 feet, it's 90 feet. You literally take the ratio and then you square it, and that it messes up with your head so much. You got to train your brain. So you see like these youngins going like 200 miles per hour on their like Hayabusas, and they're thinking, oh yeah, I could do 100 and I know how much that like brakes, how much distance I need. They don't realize that 200 miles per hour you need 4 times the distance, and that's why you see these gruesome accidents, right? They never intended on crashing, it's just they didn't have the proper understanding of how physics works. Yes, okay, so these are things that, again, our minds, human beings, we're not meant to understand speeds past our running speed. We're not like birds, right? Birds that like fly at like 50 miles per hour, their brains could like process all this. They have intuitive grasp of it. Human beings, we understand speeds under 12 miles per hour. Like our sprinting speed, that is what our brains are designed to handle. Anything faster than that, good luck. Yeah, so I spent a month just like looking up like just these horrible accident videos and just drilling into my head. Alright? And I still did stupid stuff. Yeah, human beings. Anyway, so BZ, promise me you'll never get on the bike without proper protection. Like, I see so many hotshots that has like a girl on the back of their bike with like flip-flops and denim. It's like, oh my god, that's one of the things that tilts me. They're so irresponsible. When I took my ex on my bike, I made sure to get her all the gear. I spent 2 months shopping around for gear, making sure everything worked, and dropped a lot. Yes, Tinker. Defensive driving, motorcycles will take it to the next level, because on a motorcycle, it doesn't matter who's wrong, you're dead. Anyway, remember, safety first. Safety freaking first. Like, don't... At the very minimum, helmet and like full skin, and understand how physics works when it comes to speed. Okay? Even knowing this, I've had so many close calls. Until I went to track school, and then I learned how to brake perfectly. Yeah, pianos. Safety freaking first, okay? Oh my god. And to give you an idea, just so my last accident, this is what made me just give up riding. This is what got me to just stop riding. So what happened was, let's just say that I was trying to make a ferry. I may have been going 120 miles per hour trying to make a ferry, because this was supposed to be a special trip that I was saving up for like a year with my ex, or with my girlfriend at the time. So 120 miles per hour, okay? Let's say I was going that fast. What could go wrong? So one of the things that they teach you in track school is it's good, you could go fast if you're straight up. So you don't want to be going fast when you're like leaned over, because you have limited traction. If you ever see me accelerate, it's when I have maximum traction, upright, tucked in, boom. Because at that position, the reason why is not only do you have maximum traction, that's also optimal for braking. If anything goes wrong, you want to put your bike up first and then brake. So that's why. So I was going 120. I might have been going 120 in a straight line. What could have gone wrong? What could have gone wrong, chat? What could have gone wrong? And this is something that I could have never ever freaking... Like, I was doing everything properly. I was looking ahead. I was looking like 10-20 seconds ahead. I was scanning for half a mile. I was going in between cars. I was riding between like traffic groups. I was doing everything freaking right. This is at the peak of my skills where I was one with the bike. How did I crash? So, since this was supposed to be a special trip, I had a huge duffel bag and strapped to the back of my bike. A huge duffel bag. We're talking about, I had like, not only just food, but I had multiple types of gear. I had like full leather jackets for me and my girlfriend, because we were at the time wearing textile jackets. So I was expecting it to get like warmer later today. So at that point I was going to switch to like leather jackets, so it's like more perforated. So it had a lot of gear. And what I did wrong was I bungeed it to the back of the bike. Okay, I didn't tie it down with like tie downs. I bungeed it. I used a lot of bungees. And this is what happened, chat. When you have something that's like a huge duffel bag bungeed and you're going at like 120 miles per hour, the wind, it pushes it off. It pushes it off. But since it's also bungeed, what happens is it slingshots straight into your rear tire. This bag full of leather and other like things, and it jams your rear wheel instantly. It locks it up. And for this trip, I even got new tires. Because I wanted to be as safe as possible. So before I knew what was happening, like from my perspective, I was going really fast, and then all of a sudden it was quiet. All I heard was the wind. Okay, I couldn't hear the engine anymore. And I was like, wait, did my engine just die? This is so weird. At the same time, I started fishtailing violently. So we're not talking about like this little fishtail, okay? I learned in track school how to ride out fishtails like this. We're talking about, okay? It was like a 45-degree angle, like 60-degree angle of violent fishtailing, okay? Because again, the rear wheel has, you're sliding at 120 miles per hour, okay? You're sliding, okay? And I'm trying my best to, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, so initially I was like, okay, so what happened in that split second or so was one of the things that you're taught in like for motorcycles is just start up the engine again. It's just muscle memory. Because I clearly saw that my engine died, so I was trying to like desperately just, as I'm trying to control the bike, as I'm also trying to brake the front wheel, I'm trying to start it up. And then I managed to slow it down to 90 miles per hour or so. And at that point, I can't control the fishtailing, and I go over. My girlfriend goes under. Okay. 90 miles per hour. 90 freaking miles per hour. I go over, I tumble so many times. So many freaking times. Get this, chat. So when you tumble at 90 miles per hour, what happens is you're spinning so fast that your head, it smashes into the asphalt. So I rolled around maybe like 200 times, just my head just smashing over and over and over and over and over again. My helmet was so beat up, and I just remember thinking, holy crap, when is this going to stop? Because I need to, I'm trying to scrub off 90 miles of speed. I rolled and slid for a long time. My girlfriend at the time, she got lucky in the sense that she only slid. She slid, and since we had good gear, she came out of that with nothing. She didn't even have a freaking bruise. I came out with it with like a, I don't know, just dazed, confused, and a sprained ankle. And here are the ways that this could have gone really wrong, okay? So one of the things I learned is, so Tinker, you know defensive driving, right? So as motorcyclists, one of the things that you're taught is you don't want to be next to cars. What you want to do is, if you're like in a pack of cars, you speed on ahead until you find like an empty gap between clusters of traffic, and you want to be in that empty space. Luckily, I went down during one of these empty spaces, so there was no car trying to run us over, and it was a straight portion of the highway. If this was like around the curb, I would have been dead by sure. I would have hit the wall, I would have hit the guardrail, I would have been 100% dead. There is no way I'm going to hit a guardrail at 90 miles per hour and survive. Guardrails are meant to derail cars. It's not meant to cushion bodies, or just Ziploc bags full of like water. So the fact that this happened during a straight part of the highway with no cars between us, and get this, since Since my rear wheel jammed and it was literally sliding, it made like a smoke signal that stopped all the cars behind us. Like, the cars behind us, they were like, they couldn't see anything because it was just literally all smoke, so they all stopped. I got stupid lucky. Stupid lucky. Stupid lucky. Yeah, so at that point I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. So if I ever go back to motorcycles, it'll be on track, okay? But going to track is very expensive. I don't want to ever ride out on the streets again. There's too many things that could go wrong. No, Tinker, people cutting in front of me, you learn to anticipate that. This was just like, oh my god, who would have thought that freaking luggage bag would just slingshot into my rear wheel? Like, god damn. Well, yeah, that was my worst accident. I've had another one. No, actually, I didn't have that. Was my only like street accident. All my other ones were like on track, and on track when you crash, it's pretty safe. You just slide, and then you go into the roll-off area, and you just stand up, you just like brush yourself off, you pick up your bike, and yeah, parts are broken. Track is very fun. Anyway, now onto our Genshin stream.